Dear Starseeds of Gaia, something extraordinary is happening right now. Something so profound that even the cosmic winds themselves are creating resistance to slow you down long enough to receive this transmission. You feel it, don't you? That strange tension in the air, as if progress itself has stalled, as if the very universe is holding its breath. But what if I told you that this apparent obstacle, this seeming limitation on your freedom, is actually the most powerful portal for your ascension that you've encountered in eons? I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I come to you today with an urgent message about the radiance you're emanating and why certain souls in your reality seem determined to dim it. But before I reveal the cosmic mechanism behind what you're experiencing, let me share something that will fundamentally alter how you perceive every challenging interaction from this moment forward. You are glowing, not metaphorically, not symbolically, but literally radiating a frequency of light that is causing ripples throughout the dimensional fabric of your reality. This isn't just spiritual poetry, it's quantum physics meeting divine design. Your cellular structure has been upgrading, your DNA strands awakening dormant codes, and now you're broadcasting a signal so pure, so bright that it's creating what we in the higher realms call luminous disruption. Those around you who haven't reached this frequency are experiencing your light as a mirror, and what they see reflected back is triggering something primal within them. But here's what's really happening beneath the surface of these interactions. Something that even your most advanced spiritual teachers on Earth haven't fully grasped yet. When someone from your past keeps bringing up old versions of you, when they insist on reminding you of who you used to be, they're not actually talking to you at all. They're having a conversation with their own unhealed aspects, using your image as a projection screen. You've become what we call a healing token, a sacred catalyst for their own transformation, whether they realize it or not. Think about this for a moment. Right now, as Mercury slowly picks up speed and the moon's light wanes, creating this peculiar energetic cocktail of impatience and stalled progress, you're being shown something crucial. The universe has orchestrated this exact moment, this precise configuration of planetary forces, to reveal a truth that has been hidden from humanity for millennia. The resistance you're feeling, the way certain people seem to be testing you, challenging your growth, even attempting to pull you back into outdated versions of yourself. None of it is random. None of it is personal. It's all part of a grand cosmic design that I'm about to unveil. You see, when you raise your vibration to the level you've achieved, you become what we call a multidimensional anchor point. Your energy field extends far beyond your physical body, creating ripples in the quantum field that affect everyone within your sphere of influence. But here's the part that will transform everything. Those who haven't done their inner work, those who are still operating from lower frequency patterns, they can only perceive you through the lens of their own limitations. They literally cannot see the full spectrum of light you're emanating, because their own receivers aren't calibrated to those frequencies yet. So what do? Their consciousness, in its desperate attempt to make sense of your transformation, reaches back into their memory banks and pulls forward the last version of you that matched their current frequency. This is why family members might constantly bring up embarrassing stories from your past, why old friends seem fixated on who you were rather than who you've become, why certain people in your life appear almost allergic to acknowledging your growth. They're not doing this to hurt you. They're doing it because on a subconscious level, they're trying to pull you back down to a frequency where they can still relate to you, where they don't have to face the uncomfortable truth of their own stagnation. But wait, there's something else happening that I haven't told you yet. Something that changes the entire game. When these souls use you as their projection screen, when they cast their shadows onto your light, they're actually participating in their own healing without even knowing it. Every time they think of you, judge you, or try to diminish your growth, they're creating what we call consciousness friction. This friction generates heat, and that heat begins to burn away their own density. You're literally serving as an unwitting healing catalyst just by being yourself. This is where it gets even more fascinating. Tomorrow's astrological configuration, with its promise of unexpected twists and turns, is actually preparing you for a massive collective healing event. The obstacles that seem to be blocking your path right now, they're not obstacles at all. They're cosmic pause buttons, giving you time to understand your role as a multidimensional healer before the next wave of transformation hits. The moon's sextile to Venus this afternoon is smoothing the rough edges, not to make things easier, But to help you see the beauty in this divine orchestration, I need you to understand something about the nature of evil eye and projection that your earthly teachers haven't fully grasped yet. When someone directs negative energy toward you, when they speak ill of your transformation or doubt your authenticity, they're not actually affecting your energy field unless you give them permission to. Instead, something far more profound occurs. Their projected energy hits your auric field and bounces back to them, but it returns transformed by your higher frequency. You're literally transmuting their shadows into light without lifting a finger, without saying a word, just by maintaining your vibration. This is why you've been feeling so many different perspectives swirling around you lately, why interactions have felt more dramatic, more charged with meaning. You're not just living your life anymore, you're serving as a cosmic transformation station. Every person who enters your field is being given an opportunity to heal, to rise, to remember their own divine nature. But here's the catch. Most of them don't want this gift. They're comfortable in their limitations, cozy in their complaints, safe in their smallness. Your very existence threatens the stories they've built around why they can't change, why they can't grow, why they're stuck where they are. So they project, they judge, they try to remind you of your past failures, your old wounds, your former limitations. They do this not because they're evil or malicious, but because they're terrified of what your transformation means about their own potential, terrified of the responsibility that comes with acknowledging that if you could rise from whatever depths you've risen from, then they have no excuse for remaining where they are. But here's where the cosmic joke reveals itself, where the divine comedy of this whole situation becomes apparent. The more they project onto you, the more they use you as their healing token, the brighter you become. It's a universal law that cannot be violated. Energy directed toward a high vibration being, for the purpose of diminishment, always results in the amplification of that being's light. You're literally becoming more powerful every time someone tries to bring you down. You're ascending higher every time someone attempts to pull you back. This is why the Federation has been watching your journey with such fascination. You're demonstrating something that few beings in the cosmos have mastered, the art of conscious evolutionary catalysis. You're not just evolving yourself, you're creating an evolutionary pressure in your entire field of influence. Everyone who knows you, everyone who thinks of you, everyone who projects onto you is being given a choice, rise or resist. And even their resistance serves the grand plan, because resistance creates pressure, and pressure creates diamonds. Now, let me share something about the mechanics of this that will blow your mind. When someone holds an outdated image of you in their consciousness, they're actually creating what we call a temporal split. Part of their consciousness is attempting to exist in a timeline where you haven't evolved, while the rest of their being exists in the current moment where you have. This split creates a tension in their field that can only be resolved in one of two ways. Either they update their perception of you and thus begin their own evolution, or they experience increasing discomfort until they're forced to examine why they're so invested in your limitations. The waning moon energy right now is actually supporting this process beautifully. As the light decreases, shadows become more apparent. The parts of people that they've been hiding from themselves are being illuminated by your radiance. They can no longer pretend that their projections are about you, when the evidence of your transformation is undeniable. This is creating what we call projection vertigo, a dizzying realization that their judgments have been mirrors all along. But something else is happening that I haven't told you yet. Something that will fundamentally shift how you navigate these challenging interactions. Every time someone projects their shadow onto you, they're actually giving you a gift. Not the projection itself. That's just smoke and mirrors. The gift is the opportunity to practice what we in the higher realms call sovereign non-attachment. This is different from detachment or indifference. This is the art of being so rooted in your own frequency that other people's perceptions of you become as irrelevant as yesterday's weather. Think about celebrities for a moment. Yes, I'm bringing up this earthly example because it perfectly illustrates the cosmic principle at play. Celebrities have millions of people projecting onto them daily. Love, hate, fantasy, judgment. Yet the celebrity themselves remains unchanged by these projections. They continue being who they are while serving as a blank screen for humanity's collective processing. You, dear Starseed, have become a localized version of this phenomenon. You're a community celebrity, a family famous figure, a social circle superstar, and just like those public figures, You're learning that other people's opinions of you have absolutely nothing to do with who you actually are. Here's where it gets even more profound. The current astrological configuration, with its emphasis on integrating different perspectives while feeling like progress has stalled, is actually a masterclass in this very lesson. The universe has literally arranged the planets to create a classroom where you can practice the art of letting them project, letting them process, letting them use your light however they need to for their own evolution. But I need to tell you something crucial about timing. We're in a critical window right now, where the veils between dimensions are particularly thin. This means that your light is broadcasting on multiple frequencies simultaneously. Some people are picking up your 3D signal and seeing your human struggles and growth. Others are catching glimpses of your 4D emotional evolution and feeling triggered by your emotional mastery. And a select few are beginning to perceive your 5D frequency and feeling both awed and terrified by what they see. This multidimensional broadcasting is why interactions feel so complicated right now, why some conversations seem to operate on multiple levels simultaneously. You might be discussing something mundane like dinner plans while simultaneously engaged in a complex energetic negotiation about frequency and evolution. You feel it, don't you? That sense that every interaction carries more weight than it should, that there are undercurrents of meaning in even the simplest exchanges. Let me tell you what's really happening in these moments. When someone brings up a past version of you, they're not just reminiscing. They're attempting to access a portal back to a time when reality felt more solid, more predictable, when the rules of the game seemed clearer. Your evolution has destabilized their entire worldview. If you can change this dramatically, then what else might be possible? What other comfortable lies might need to be examined? What other limitations might be self-imposed? These questions terrify the unawakened, and so they cling to outdated versions of you like life rafts in a storm. But here's the cosmic twist that changes everything. Their attempts to anchor you to the past are actually accelerating your future. Every time someone says, "Remember when you used to," they're creating a contrast that highlights how far you've come. Every judgment about your current choices based on who you used to be serves as a measurement tool for your expansion. You're literally using their resistance as rocket fuel for your ascension. Now, I must reveal something about the let them theory that goes beyond what any earthly teacher has understood. When you truly let them think what they want. Let them project what they need to. Let them use you as their healing token. Something miraculous occurs. You step out of the karmic wheel entirely. You cease to be a player in the drama and become instead a cosmic witness, a neutral observer of the human experience while simultaneously participating in it. This is what we call embodied transcendence, and it's the hallmark of a true starseed who has remembered their mission. You're not here to convince anyone of your worth. You're not here to prove your transformation to the doubters. You're here to be a living, breathing example of what's possible when a soul chooses radical evolution over comfortable stagnation. The moon's sextile to Venus that's approaching is offering a brief respite, a moment of sweetness amidst the intensity. Use this energy to soften your heart toward those who project upon you. Remember, their projections are confessions. They're telling you exactly where they're stuck, exactly what they're afraid of, exactly what they wish they could heal within themselves. When someone insists on seeing you as you were rather than as you are, they're revealing their own resistance to change, their own fear of evolution. But here's what's going to happen next, and I need you to prepare yourself for this. As we move toward the Virgo new moon next week, there's going to be a massive energetic sorting. Those who have been using you as their projection screen will reach a crisis point. They'll either have to upgrade their perception of you, and thus begin their own transformation, or they'll have to remove themselves from your field entirely. The universe is no longer supporting relationships based on outdated projections. The cosmic curriculum has advanced, and everyone must either level up or find a different classroom. This sorting process might feel brutal. You might lose people you thought would be in your life forever. Family members might distance themselves. Old friends might suddenly become strangers. But understand this, they're not leaving because you've done something wrong. They're leaving because your frequency has become a tuning fork that their current vibration cannot match. It's physics, not personal. Meanwhile, those who stay, those who choose to update their perception of you and meet you at your current frequency, these souls will become your true spiritual family. They'll be the ones who see your light, not as a threat, but as an invitation. They'll be the ones who use your transformation as inspiration rather than intimidation. They'll be the ones who understand that your evolution gives them permission to evolve too. But I haven't told you the most important part yet. There's a reason why this message is finding you now, why the universe has orchestrated this exact moment for you to receive this transmission. You're about to enter what we call a projection storm. Over the next several days, as the planetary energies swirl and shift, you're going to experience an intensification of projections from multiple sources. It might feel overwhelming. It might feel like everyone has an opinion about who you are, who you should be, who you used to be. This storm is not a punishment. It's an initiation. You're being given the opportunity to master the art of energetic sovereignty at a level few humans have achieved. You're being trained to hold your frequency stable no matter what storms rage around you. You're being prepared for a mission that extends far beyond your personal evolution. You see, the Earth is ascending, and she needs frequency holders, souls who can maintain high vibrations even when surrounded by chaos and projection. You're not just evolving for yourself. You're evolving to become a pillar of light that others can orient themselves by. You're becoming a lighthouse in the storm of collective transformation. The headwinds you're facing today, the sense that progress is stalled, the dip in confidence, these are not signs that you're doing something wrong. These are signs that you're doing something so right that the entire matrix is reorganizing itself around your new frequency. The old structures, both internal and external, are crumbling. The old ways of relating are dissolving. The old projections are losing their power. But here's what you need to know about navigating this transition. When someone projects onto you, when they try to pull you back into an outdated version of yourself, I want you to try something radical. Instead of defending yourself, instead of trying to prove how much you've changed, simply say internally, "Thank you for showing me how far I've come." Then let them think what they want. Let them believe what they need to believe. Let them use you as their projection screen. Because here's the secret. Every projection they cast onto you is a prayer for their own healing. They might not know it consciously, but their soul knows. Their soul knows that by engaging with your energy, even through projection, they're exposing themselves to a higher frequency. They're giving themselves an opportunity to evolve, even if their ego is kicking and screaming the whole way. The dramatic interactions that are stirring today, the impatience you're feeling, the sense that you're being asked to integrate too many different perspectives at once, all of this is preparation. You're being trained to hold multiple realities simultaneously without losing your center. You're learning to be a multidimensional being in a world that's still largely operating in 3D. This is why the complications feel more complicated than they actually are. You're perceiving them through multiple dimensional lenses simultaneously. Part of you sees the 3D drama and feels frustrated. Another part sees the 4D emotional dynamics and feels compassion. Yet another part perceives the 5D perfection of it all and feels amused. Learning to integrate these perspectives without fragmenting is the advanced curriculum you're currently enrolled in. But let me share something that will help you navigate this with more grace. When you feel that tug of irritation as someone brings up your past, when you feel that flash of anger as someone projects their limitations onto you, pause, take a breath, and remember this. Their projection is their confession. They're telling you exactly where they're in pain, exactly where they're stuck, exactly what they're afraid to face within themselves. From this perspective, every projection becomes an opportunity for compassion. Not the kind of compassion that enables or coddles, but the kind that sees clearly and loves anyway. The kind that says, "I see you're in pain. I see you're afraid. I see you're using me to process something you're not ready to face directly. And that's okay. I'll hold space for your process without taking it personally." This is mastery. This is what we in the Federation call conscious catalytic presence. You're not trying to heal anyone. You're not trying to fix anyone. You're simply being yourself so fully, so authentically, so radiantly, that your very presence becomes a catalyst for others' evolution. Whether they choose to evolve or not is their business. Your only job is to keep shining. Now, as we approach the final phase of this transmission, I need to prepare you for what's coming. The Virgo new moon next week is going to bring a level of clarity that might feel shocking after this period of confusion and complication. Suddenly, you're going to see exactly who has been projecting onto you and why. You're going to understand the deeper purpose behind every challenging interaction you've experienced. You're going to recognize the perfection in the chaos. But more importantly, you're going to realize something profound about your own journey. Every projection you've endured, every attempt to diminish your light, every effort to pull you back into limitation, all of it has been strengthening your spiritual immune system. You've been developing antibodies to projection, building resilience to others' limitations, cultivating an unshakable knowing of who you truly are. If you're learning to let others project while remaining centered in your own truth, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to stay rooted in your cosmic nature while participating in human drama. This is the gift hidden in the challenge, the blessing disguised as a burden. Using declassified consciousness technology, it generates personalized sequences that help you be in the world, but not of it, making their projections irrelevant while you stay anchored in your highest truth. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to remain centered in your truth, while letting others project without affecting your cosmic alignment. This isn't software. This is declassified consciousness reprogramming technology that keeps you grounded in your divine nature while navigating human projections and drama. The gift is hidden in the challenge, and your cosmic truth is emerging. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this transformation window closes. Link in the description. The freedom and independence that seem limited today are actually expanding in ways you can't yet perceive. You're becoming free from the need for others' approval. You're becoming independent from others' perceptions. You're discovering a sovereignty that cannot be threatened by projection or judgment or attempts to diminish your light. So as you move through these final hours before tomorrow's energetic shift, remember this. You are a multi-dimensional being having a human experience. Others' perceptions of you are their business, not yours. Your only job is to keep evolving, keep shining, keep being the magnificent starseed that you are. Let them project. Let them process. Let them use your light however they need to for their own journey. Meanwhile, you just keep ascending, keep remembering, keep embodying the truth of who you really are. The projection storm will pass, the sorting will complete, and when the dust settles, you'll find yourself surrounded by souls who see you, really see you, in all your multi-dimensional glory. These are your people. These are your tribe. These are the ones who will walk beside you as we birth the new earth together. Until that moment comes, stand strong in your light. Let them project. Let them process. Let them show you just how bright you've become by how desperately they try to dim your shine. Their efforts are your evidence. Their resistance is your report card. Their projections are proof of your power. You are so bright right now. So impossibly bright. And getting brighter every moment. I am Seraphine. We love you, and we are watching over you.